Hey everyone, have you ever landed on a website, clicked a link, and felt like you were stuck in limbo, waiting for the page to load? It's super frustrating, right? Well, if you are building a Next.js website, there is a simple solution. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to add a stylish progress bar to your site that will make those loading times feel way less annoying. Hi, I'm Ayazafar and I have been working as a web developer for more than 10 years. I love working with React and Next.js and I'm always looking for ways to improve the user experience of the websites I build. I will share this trick with you that how you can implement a smooth and beautiful slow loading, implement the animated loading solution. So why you should even bother with a progress bar? Let's break down the benefits. Think about it. Nothing is worse than sharing a blank screen wondering if anything is even happening. A progress bar gives users visual feedback. It lets them know that the site is working and that their page is on the way. This goes a long way toward preventing frustration and impatience. So here is a secret. Sometimes a progress bar works like magic. Even if the actual load time stays the same, the simple act of seeing that bar move forward can make your site feel so much faster and more responsive to your users. A progress bar adds a subtle but important touch of polish. It signals to users that you have put time and care into their experience, which helps your website come across as professional and trustworthy. Awesome. So we understand now how do we make it happen. Luckily, there are some great libraries that make adding a progress bar super easy. A few popular options are nprogress. This is super lightweight and minimalist. Next one is React Top Loading Bar. It is easy to use and offer some customizations. Each has its pros and cons depending on how much control you want over the look and behavior of your progress bar. Think about ease of use and if you want tons of customization options and how the library's style fits your site's aesthetic. For this tutorial, I will be using nprogress. I like it because it's incredibly simple to set up, has a clean look and it gets the job done without any bloat. Alright, let's get hands on since we are using nprogress. So the first step is super easy. So fire up your terminal command prompt and make sure you are in your Next.js project's root directory. If not, then you can create a new Next.js project by running this command npx create -next project next app at latest. Press enter. It will ask you few questions. You have to give it the name of your project. Here you can select the name of the project and I would like to select TypeScript. ESLint is fine, Tailwind CSS is fine, and yes, I would like to use source directory, and yes, I would like to use the app router, and press enter. It will create the project. Once it is ready, we will go into that project. Alright, the project has been installed. Now let's go to the my app 2 and open it in our VS Code editor. Okay, the editor has been opened. Now in this editor, open the terminal in the root directory of your project. I will assume that you are using npm, but if you are using yarn, you can just adopt accordingly. So in your terminal, just use the command npm install nprogress. Okay, once that is done, now let's open our layout.tsx file. Okay, now we will quickly test this library. So for that, we first have to import it and we also have to add the style sheet. So in order to import that, let's write this statement in the layout import nprogress from nprogress. Okay, and now here on the top I will add nprogress dot start. Okay, I have called the start function, but I am getting error document is not defined. The reason is that this is server side component by default. You have to add use client on the top to fix that. Now it is giving you another error that you are trying to export metadata. So this metadata should be deleted. Save it. Okay, so now there is not any problem, but I don't see any progress bar. The reason is that in the global.scss we need to add the import statement to import the CSS file. Once that is done, you will see that progress bar is working, the loader is also working, spinner is working. So now it's time to bind it with the router events. So to use that, let me import the router here. I need to import the use router hook from next/router, and now here I will create a constant router is equal to use router. Then I will use the use effect, and within that we'll pass a callback function, and then I will use const handle route change. Now in the use effect, I will simply use these event in this way: route change start, route change complete, and route change error. So in the route change start, we will call the start function. I will remove this start from here and keep it in this event. So whenever the route will start to change, it will start the progress bar, and on complete it will mark it done, and then it will again mark it done if there is an error. Okay, now let's reload it. We also need to create another page. For that, I will create a folder page, and here I will add the page.tsx. You can name it whatever you want. You can also call it test, and in the page I will export default page, and I will return the h1 tag hello world. Okay, so the issue is happening because we are using next/router. Instead of that, we should have used the next.navigation. So this, if you are using the app folder, then you must have to use this path. Now that specific error is gone, but now there are some other errors. It is saying that cannot read properties of undefined. So the reason is that I have created this use effect, but here I did not add any dependency. So here I will add the dependency on the router. Now the issue should be resolved. Now I will import use path name from the Next.js/navigation, and now here I will create a property const path name, use path name, and also we need, okay, now I will track the path changes, use effect, and within that I will add dependency on the path name. So whenever this changes, we will call the nprogress start, and we will stop it after some time. So I will add set timeout. So after 2 seconds, it will stop the progress bar. Okay, now let's quickly test it. So you can see that when I reload it, it starts the progress bar, and after 2 seconds, it stops it. So that looks very nice. So now let's add a button to navigate to the test page. So for that, I will add link tag from the Next.js, and let me add that link hello world, save it. Okay, now let's click on the hello world, and as soon path was wrong, so let me fix that. Okay, now let me add some different text here. Okay, I have added a lot of text here. Now let's go back. You will see the progress bar, and if I go to the test page, the progress bar is visible again. So if you want to further customize it, you can see other available options, like you can look at this advanced usage. You can set a specific percentage. So for example, this is 100%, this is 40%, and to increment the progress bar, just use the inc function. This increments it with a random amount. Okay, so this option, if you want to increment by a specific value, you can pass the exact number, and you can also specify the minimum, the other configuration. So in the minimum, you specify that from where it should start, and by default it starts from 0.08. And in the template, you can change the markup using template to keep the progress bar working. Keep an element with the role is equal to bar attribute on it. So further, you can specify the easing and speed, and you can turn off the automatic incrementing behavior by setting it to the false. Further, you can disable the spinner You can change the parent as well. By default it is considering the body as its parent, but you can set any specific element as its parent. Let's wrap up with some pro tips to get most out of your progress bar. Ideally, you want your progress bar to be somewhat reflect to a real loading progress. So some progress bar libraries might offer ways to tie its progress more directly to loading events. Experiment, but even without that, a simple animation is way better than nothing. If some processes in your site take exceptionally long to load, it might be a good idea to add supplementary clues. This could be a simple text message like loading, a percentage count, or fun animated spinner to let the user know things are working and to manage exceptions. Progress bar are great, but remember the fastest loading screen is no loading screen at all. Always optimize your site speed as much as possible. Use progress bar strategically. They may not be necessary for super fast page loads or transitions within a single page applications. There you have it. You know now how to give your Next.js website a sleek progress bar to improve the user experience. Your users will definitely appreciate the enhanced responsiveness and feedback. If you found this tutorial helpful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel for more web development tricks, and leave a comment telling me what other Next.js features you would like me to cover. Thanks for watching. See you next time.